Today is July 24th, 2018. Get ready for the Emerging Sea Broadcast System, the Forbidden History Series. What they didn't want you to know, what we tell right here. Do tell your friends, ladies and gentlemen. We now interrupt your normally scheduled programming to bring you this very important deprogramming program, the Forbidden History Series. Please note that the following views and the opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily the views nor the opinions of the Master Force Group, YouTube.com, Free America Radio Network, our sponsors, our partners, and MMT is a private society. Nothing here is ever to be construed as hate, medical, nor legal advice. Hey, San Groper, good to have you. I was on in the morning. I didn't want to give up that schedule totally, so I'm going to go back and forth to not leave you out, okay? I was feeling bad when I realized your time difference, okay? So, and listen to the Forbidden History prime time 7 days a week right here on the realpublicradio.net, because hidden beneath the sands of time lies the greatest of all mysteries. It's the Forbidden History. Unearth for yourself the secret truths that lie hidden just beneath the surface below our feet. What is it that the powers that be do not want you or I to know? Come and journey with us as we explore and dare to know, because it's all right here, coming your way twice a day, sometimes even 7 days a week. The realpublicradio.net, Free America Radio Network, because somebody's got to do it, ladies and gentlemen, and that is why I'm here, okay? And you did tell your friends? Oh, thank you. We have all good. Yeah, all right. Thank you, San Groper. And welcome to our new listeners out there. I'm your host, Desert Owl, and stand by for the broadcast. I've got my opening music I'm going to have to turn on now. I've actually found a beautiful tune while I'm getting in tune. And special thanks to YouTube.com for your hosting the Forbidden History series. May freedom reign. Stand by for the broadcast. Crystal, good to have you. And I don't know how long you can stay. That's fine. Love to have you when you can. And thank you for your prayers. And Lou the Cat, hello. Good to have you. Stand by for the broadcast. And hey there, Ninja. Coming to you live from Studio Z at the Lighthouse in Central Ohio and Free America Radio Network in the land of dreams, enchantments, and nightmares. It's the Forbidden History series, the great lies of history, the words that kill, the piracy of words, symbolism, the ABCs of light, a movie review, a book review. We got it all right here, ladies and gentlemen. One-stop shopping. You get the whole kit and kahuna. You know what I mean? Of course you do. You've been tuning in, haven't you? You know the score. We are the deprogramming program. It's a battle for your mind. Truth is light. Ignorance is darkness. And these are antagonists, the one against the other. But we can be set free, and we just may have to stay away from those ignorant minds. You know, they're dangerous, right? Ignorance is bliss. They're having a party on you and me in the grand illusion, in the grand deception. So I'm your host, Desert Owl, a bird who sees in the night, and I've seen enough. I'm happy to fly away and never come back here, ladies and gentlemen. And one of my profound quotes when I'm sleeping on a concrete slab looking at a concrete ceiling in a cinder block cell, once we can begin to comprehend the true nature of things as they really are, then we can begin to comprehend that there's nothing really more to complain about, ladies and gentlemen. But we can make sense out of it right here, okay? Don't worry, you're not crazy. They're crazy, okay? Everybody here, they got the picture. They know what's going on. Everybody out there, you know, it's that fluoridation of the water, you know, and all that media, and the papal bull through the ABC, CBS, and NBC, Fox. You know, Fox is the numero gematria of Fox is 666. Okay, so go figure. They're pretty crafty, aren't they? They're foxy over there at Fox. They're looking like they're the sheep, but they're just got another shade of wolf. In fact, Fox is owned by an Islamic sheikh. Okay, so you tell me who's running the news. Islam? It's not what they're saying, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes it's what they're not saying that you want to hear. We're in the duality, in the matrix, revealing the light. And the one who doesn't want to know the truth is a slave who doesn't want to be free. And I'm sorry for them, okay? But welcome to the broadcast, the Forbidden History series, what they didn't want you to know, but we tell right here. And I'm so happy to see familiar faces, because I was, when you switch time, it messes everything up for everybody. And I should have been a little more slow about it, I think, because I noticed this morning very few people were there, and I got them all confused, So, but look at good, Martha, good to have you out of Canada. And Ninja out of, that's Australia, I believe, as well, down under. Where's anyway, we got several friends in down there, and so look at I got to talk about some stuff here today. The best way, to identify the truth is to identify all those lies. So that's what we're about to do. And a lie, it races around the world while the truth is slowly putting on its shoes. And so, I've been in this arena for a lifetime of studying, but political activists started 30 years ago and broadcasting 28 years ago. And nothing's ever changed other than they promised us change, but they didn't tell us the meaning of the word. And of course, we got all the change they ever promised, right? When I first heard that nonsense in 1992, I said, what do we change? What? We're not supposed to change anything but preserve and protect those things and ideals that we say we stand for. Ninja Desert, it's good timing for me. Okay, Ninja, good to hear you. Yeah, some are late bloomers and some are early bloomers. It just depends upon where you bloom, I guess. So, yeah. So if you don't know where you're going, then any road will get you there. And I say more power to you. If you think you can do it without the scriptures, without referring to the words of the one who made all things, who chose the seed line of the Aryan Adam and Eve down through Enoch, Noah, Methuselah, then in Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Shem being Melchizedek, okay, said he conquered all of his enemies but never pulled out his sword. So this particular line, that comes from the pure seed, the pure Aryan that came from the sun, the blonde hair, blue-eyed, white skin, this what they called the sky gods or the sun gods, who lived to be 1,000 years old, and knew all the knowledge of the universe, how everything operated. And so all of that, is slipped under the rug, ladies and gentlemen, in this great drama of, the Amalek scheme, because in our old covenant it says our battle with Amalek would be for all time, for all time. And so the Amalek means false messenger. And so we've been dealing with false messengers ever since we came on this planet. It's been going on for thousands of years. And, this morning, just for those of you who are tuning in for the first time today, I finally saw it last night. Why are they burning the forest down? Well, it serves, two purposes, primarily, what do they call that? The United Nations Plan 50 or 21, what do they call that? Somebody posted on there, to 21 Agenda 21, right? But also, since we've got photographs of forests, entire forest of trees dying around the world, it suddenly dawned on me yesterday that why are we having all these mass fires around the world, right? Not just in America, Australia, Scandinavia, because Sweden, because they want the trees to burn down because they don't want us to see how clearly they're dying. And so it's easier just to burn them and blame it on the heat, when of course it's weather manipulation. Thank you, Crystal. Okay, so why are they burning all the trees down? They're literally, we're witnessing a genocidal program that where are the animals going to go, right? What are the animals going to eat? They're literally destroying any food reserve we would ever have left to survive in rough times. There won't be any venison out there. There won't be any turkeys. All of life appears to be dying out there. Somebody tell me it isn't so, okay? Um, yeah, you don't know the truth, especially, and if you listen here, look out, okay? Because the truth will make you a fugitive. You've got to count the cost if you want to know, and know that you know, because we leave no stone unturned right here, and we're happy to tell it like it is, because somebody's got to do it. And I've been working at it all these years, but the point was this thing about change. Well, they gave us change, and ever since I got involved, there wasn't anything better that happened other than any good idea was infiltrated by the tentacles of the octopus, and the only thing is it got worse and worse because it never was ours from the beginning. It's not yours. Be set free. These are Masonic governments. We're not allowed to have any nexus with the occult. Yeah, yes, Sandgroper, why they're doing the spraying, right? Okay, so in the symbolism, and welcome to any new listeners. And we have to be thankful for everything, actually. Yes, right. Give thanks even for the enemy, because the darkness allows us to see the light. Okay? So the temples of, so in symbolism, signs and symbols rule the world, not words nor law. That's Confucius, and he wasn't confused at all. They changed his name, just like they do with everything else. But regarding the ancient world, the temples of the ancient world and the cathedrals of Europe have locked within them the design and the secrets of creation, anti-gravity, and of our true origin, and are the works of the ancient Aryan Brahmin priesthood. Okay, so it's just a little footnote on you've been hearing me talk about it, and so certain things need to be repeated over and over, because it takes a while to really be able to wrap your mind around certain things, especially that we're talking about here. But I have a great live history for you, and I don't know if you can go to the American flag, but I have flags on my network. I know a lot of you are on the phone, so I'll probably bypass going there right now. If you go to museum, look for museum and then look for symbols. I think it's 1, 2, and 3. The tab that says symbols, number 1, or else it says flags. You can go there. You'll get an eye full of flags that kind of put it in proper perspective, something they don't teach again in school because you were educated. Education is what they removed from your curriculum, therefore from your mind. The American flag does not represent freedom, okay? It is a corporate, Jesuit-run, Dutch Royal, East India, West India slavery flag of the East India Trading Company, responsible for more torture and enslavement than any other symbol. Wow. Everybody pledges allegiance. You weren't there 200 years ago, were you? So it's rather interesting. They didn't have high tech either, did they? Cameras, no cameras. Wow. So they had a real easy time of just adjusting anything. That's what they did. They went into the libraries and they burned the libraries. They burned the Washington Library, War of 1812. That is appalling to any scholar, because as it was written by one after they saw the White House burned and the Library of Congress burned in 1812, they said never in history did we ever see such a ghastly act than to destroy the entire foundational records of another's nation. You see, it wasn't custom. In war, you're supposed to just round up the people, but they're trying to destroy the original, documents that pointed to a certain element of perhaps a real free nation, but they always wanted to keep it under control. And that goes back to the missing 13th Amendment, called the Titles of Nobility Amendment, the original 13th Amendment that I have in my catalog. I got it in my Real Da Vinci Code Dictionary. You know, you got to get it. The Real Da Vinci Code Etymological Dictionary. Okay, any size donation, and I can get it to you after the program on PDF. Okay, if you want to make a donation, just go to therealpublicradio.net, and right there you'll see a PayPal button, therealpublicradio.net, or you can go to contact@freeamericaradio.com. That's the account, contact@freeamericaradio.com for PayPal. And and if you don't have the funny money, just let me know. Just contact me, and I will be glad to get you the Real Da Vinci Code Etymological Dictionary. Okay, 300 pages, 8.5 by 11. It'll keep your eyes open. Okay, and so we do the history of the church in the mornings typically. I got so long-winded today, I didn't do it, and I didn't know if I was going to read some of that. So let me just continue on here and see where we end up. And by the way, you know, you can call in. I'd love to hear from you. I love to hear myself stop talking, give my voice a rest. So you can call. Maybe you figured something out. You got something. You got a good pick on your sky watching today. You can let us know. Call in, and we can direct people to your channel. Okay, if you've got a pick we need to see. That's why we're here, to serve. Okay, the phone number is 608-566-7295. That's 608-566-7295. Skype. The Skype here is Free America Radio, all one word. Free America Radio, and the Instant Messenger is a good place to pose questions. Okay, and let's see. And also, you know, we got the Book of Wisdom by the great uncle of Yeshua, Joseph of Arimathea, or the original gospel, sample of the original gospel, and the dictionary that supports it as well, the evolved Real Da Vinci Code Etymological Dictionary. Okay, I take it back to the Indo-Germanic. That's where we got to go, ladies and gentlemen, the Indo-Germanic. And so a little bit of the words that kill. Okay, you want to know again how they killed you in a word, killed you with a word, the pirate sea of words. Are we having fun yet? Arr, matey! We're having a blast, aren't we? When they're coming with the knife in their teeth and ready to slit our throats. In the beginning is the Word, the Shavor, the DNA of life. And words are, it says in the King James, words are God. So if words are God, then words rule, right? Words rule, and therefore words must be important. So maybe we should be talking about words right here, because I'm here to tell you that words are not what you think, ladies and gentlemen. They are not what you think. Even when you're thinking, it may be the wrong word, you see. And therefore, if you don't know what you say, you don't know what you mean. And if you don't know what you mean, you don't know what you say. Arr, yes, ninja. Arr, you got it. Okay, so in the words that you use, if the words that you use are incorrect, then what you say is not what you mean. And if what you say is not what you mean, then all science, religion, history, and law will all fall apart and go astray. And all the people will then be standing around in helpless idleness. And this, therefore, matters above everything else. This is not only important, but matters above everything else. The Aramaic, Indo-Germanic mother tongue, what was breathed into Adam, the very first shavors, the words of Adam and Eve, the original thought. That's what we're talking about, not the phony Hebrew, which is Yiddish, and the Greek, which after they destroyed all the Aramaic writings, put it in Greek and said it started in Greek. It's Greek to me, but it's not. Well, if we think in pictures, we're getting closer to the core of communication, because all symbols speak. And interesting about the symbols in terms, when I knew the correct symbols for the word terms, about terms, a term in itself, that it was a code that takes me back to the original, because I know the root forms, so write down terms, T-E-R-M-S, then underneath of it, write down T-O-R apostrophe O-M-S, capital O, be appropriate. T-O-R apostrophe capital O-M-S. And it is the Toroms. The Toroms. Tor, what did they do at a bullfight? Torah, right? Tor, power. Twist, torque, bend, okay? Torque. And so the Torums then means the power sounds. The power sounds. Those terms that have power in them. The burning swords of fire. The Shavors. Okay? And then when you take Torums, all of a sudden it opens up. You know it's true because then you rearrange the letters for the anagram and you get motor. And you get mother. Motor and mother. Okay? Amazing. Because that's what it is. You know, it is the... because it is manifest, it represents the female, and therefore the motor is the mother, okay? The motor is the mother. The planets, the stars, the moons, the earth are all female in visible form. That is the proverbial Eve, the kaiva, that is the light that continues to fall and to, and to conform itself into all aspects of nature. That is the motor. That takes it right down to the atom, right down to the atom. And so yesterday, a proud beauty out there in that was this morning in the Netherlands. I saw on the chat, she made a statement and she talked about weta, weta being for the Dutch verb wetten, to know. And, when I saw that, whoa, that's why it's important to look at the words in other, regions of the world. Okay. So we're all speaking Indo-Germanic, but anyway, I immediately saw, so wetten is to know. Well, there I see then in the weta, water, and that's the vetor, and it means the power of the way of power. So to know is the way of power. And to the wetten, to know, then goes right directly to water. And there's the vator, the serpent power, the power of the serpent. Why? Because water is a serpent, right? Look at a river, look at a stream, okay? Look at the currents of the ocean. It is a serpent. So it's classically in the primordial serpent. And Lynn, good to have you. Didn't know you were going to stop by this week, all right? And so really powerful revelation, friends, thanks to Proud Beauty, because she put in front of me something that I needed to see that immediately opens up, the more powerful meaning. And so weta then goes into the word white. When I was talking about the white means the veta, the way of creation. So white is when you blend all the colors together, what happens? You can get the color white. When you blend certain colors together, it's amazing. So the veta, the way of creation, and veta is the correct form of the Indo-Germanic on what we call today as the Vedas. The Vedas. Okay, good to have you, Lynn. So the veta, it goes back to the word Veda. And so what is on the cover of the Veda, which should be Veta, V-A-Y-T-A. There's the original word for white, V-A-Y-T-A. Okay, V-A-Y-T-A is white, Veta. It means the way of creation, and that's Veta is the pure form of the corrupted word Veda. Okay, V-E-D-A. So get the picture of what I just said, and you'll realize what's going on. And yet there is a pure form to going back, and therefore then you start getting pictures, okay? And it's what was breathed into the mouth of Haddam. We are still speaking it. That's why they're trying to kill the Aramaic people, the Kurds in Kurdistan. Saddam Hussein was gassing them with mustard gas. All these years, they've been attacking these beautiful Christian people, okay? And it's because they carry the remnant of our truth, of our past. Stand by for a moment. I got to close my blinds, all right? And, oh, geez, I can go to a song. How about that? Let's go to a song, and just give me 30 seconds. Okay, that should be enough. Glad you're tuned in right here to the realpublicradio.net, Free America Radio Network. You did tell your friends, right? Well, thanks for doing that. We got a little time and a long way to go yet. A lot of ground to cover. And don't forget, you can call in. You actually can, and we're user friendly, and you never know what might transpire in considering the all of all in our eternal walk in this surreal dream called planet Earth. And welcome back to the program. I'm your host, a desert owl, and a bird who sees in the night. I wish I'm really tired of looking at it anymore, but we've got to hang in there, right? And somebody can rely on the truth somewhere down the road. One more thing, hang on. People are waking up. It's true. There's more people waking up all the time, but the only thing is to plot our course to our distant shore, because we're definitely leaving here real soon, and it's not going to be pretty the way it transpires on Earth. It's going to be very sad. Okay, so the Phoenix, we're still on words that killed, but the Phoenix, the feathered serpent, is also Phoenix, literally means the secret fae or the secret woman. So the Phoenix also represents the cosmic, Luciferian mother goddess that the occult embrace. So it's all of these things come out of these mythology of the occult, the serpent cult, and they're living with the conceptualization of the Phoenix and the feathered serpent. And America is the Maracu, the feathered serpent, the Toltec god, Quetzalcoatl also, and so it is the secret woman. They regarded a goddess, the feminine aspect, and hated the light of the sun, even though they claimed to embrace the sun. They were antithetical. Most of these ancient cultures. There's exceptions in all things, and every item has to be looked at independently. But anyway, I just wanted to share that as well. The Frey. She's known as Freya in Babylon. She was known as Freya, and she's known as Diana, Isis, all of these things. Santa Claus. That's the hidden woman. Santa, right? That's feminine. Santa, like Santa Maria, right? That's feminine. Santa Claus. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The woman's clothes. That's what it implies. The woman's clothes, dressed in red, symbolizing all the blood that they shed, because that was the time of year during the feast of the Saturnalia, what we call Christmas, not my holiday, but where they did more blood sacrifices of people throughout all time. It was then, on that day, and that's why they got Christians to celebrate the bloodbath celebration. Give me a break. And what's interesting is with the word Elohim, because I thought it would be important to talk about it real quick, because we all know the word God, but notice that I move away from use of the word God, which is a pagan term, and it never belonged to the pure culture, the true culture. It was Yahweh, who they then corrupt with lack of or whoever's controlling the ball, but Yahweh with a W, but it's a V, and it's easy to explain. But the Yahweh, that's in Lord God. Then Lord is Yahweh, and then God is Elohim. Elohim is the corrupt form. Aleph-Haim. Aleph-Haim is the more primitive, correct root. Olive. There's the word olive, which means all live. Okay, but the I is a corruption in the word live. So the word live, I just saw it tonight for the first time. It's a mind blower. Hang on a minute. But I could see it, and I'm sure I never saw this before. And when I wrote down the word live, well, I had been saying all along, I love Haim, meaning, the love, the nurturing love that comes from Mother Earth, like, from a mother that's really there. Not the whore, not the witch, not the bitch, the one that wants to, kill everybody, right? The one that has no beginning, it seems, but an idea, just an idea that a bunch of men followed and to conquer and destroy the world. But so Elohim is the corruption, and it's Aleph Haim. You can hear the word Aleph, and then the H is the breath on the second word. The AY is the eye that you see with, and M being on it means plural, the many. Haim, and so literally Aleph Haim, the correct meaning of that, the literal sense is the true life and breath of the many, the Aleph Haim. So when you're enlightened, then you are breathing the true life and the breath of the many. Brahim was the voice of the many, the breath of the many. Abraham, Brahim, the breath of the many. Make the connection. So what I realized was in the term live, it really doesn't exist in nature because the I is a corruption, and it's love. So live, the original word for live is love. And when I saw that, it was like, wow, well, that makes sense because you can't live without love, right? You can't live without love. And love, therefore, is the essence of life. I suddenly, like, bing, it was amazing to realize this fundamental truth. So meditate on it. Let me know what you think, all right? The word live backwards. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see, there you go. The word live backwards is evil. And what did I say? I said the word is love. Okay, so it's no longer evil. It's actually a part of the word evolve. Love backwards in the anagram is creating the word evolve, because once we put on the love, we evolve. Adonai is the bloodthirsty god of the Phoenicians and comes from India, and it was the god that demands sacrifice for the Phoenicians, and the priesthood took when they came back from Babylon, took out the sacred name Yahweh, and they put in the word Adonai, which the A is silent. It's the dawn. It's the eye of the dawn, meaning the sunrise. But this sunrise goes back to India, where the sun rises in the east first and then in the west, because it's the mother that gives us our bread. She's feeding us her bull through the Vatican. Used to be through Mitzrayim, Egypt, and all the other ancient cultures. And that'll refer you to a book that I'm going to share with you in a moment, okay? Then I'll tell you about a book that you can follow this trail on that'll help you. So Elohim, I wanted to just talk about it. It's typically for the word God. Lord God is Yahweh, who is the great Elohim. So we got Elohim, where the sun, moon, the stars, the planets, all are Elohim according to the meaning of the word, that they are created to serve the great breath of the wind and fire, the Holy Spirit, and they have a divine origin and therefore divine nature, down to the very atom, because Yeshua is the first atom, and so all things are Yeshua in the great mystery of creation. So to live then is correctly stated to love, okay, and so wow. Okay, and then Magi, just real quick, Magi is Mege. These are abbreviated. There's no J in Magi, no G. Well, the G, yeah, but you see it's abbreviated. So it's May-Gay, M-A-Y apostrophe G-A-Y. And this is why they corrupted that word, okay, gay, because they always want to put something negative on original and true and pure and corrupt everything, right? So May, you can see May is the most beautiful month. That's the month we would have our eyes set on, right? Give me May. That's paradise, symbolically paradise. And so Mege, then the G is symbol of the sun, and the AY is the eye, the original word for eye. And same in May. May means the mother's eye. Mother, M is mother, AY is eye. So literally, it means the center, the center of the suns, or the eye, because it's everything is going around the sun. That's the center point, and all the children of the sun, the planets and the moons, all go around the sun, a solar system, you see. And anyway, that's the words that they killed us with, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want to tell you now about a really significant book. I don't remember if I mentioned it, but I feel like I may have, but I think it's so important I'll mention it again for any new followers that come in and miss the other program. Wow, really? I was born May 1st. Okay, Ninja. I was born at the end of May. Okay. So the book you really want to check out, ladies and gentlemen, what happened is once I could see India had their fingerprints over everything in our story, and they're secretly running the world from behind the scenes. I went to my buddy Stephen Jacobson, who has the website mindcontrolinamerica.com. I don't know if it's still up, mindcontrolinamerica.com. That's Stephen Jacobson. And so I said, Stephen, you got friends in India. Ask them, tell them, that my claim is that India is running the world secretly through the ancient Aryan Brahmin priesthood. And can he connect me with any book, anything that would corroborate what I'm, trying to say here? Because I can see it in all the code. I'm reading it. And he says, okay. So 2 weeks later, he gives me a call. He says, Desert, I got a book you got to get. And I said, all right, what is it? He says, you need to get Proof of Vedic Cultures. I was talking about the Veda a little bit ago, remember? And the Veda, the correct form. So Proof of Vedic Cultures, Global Existence. Proof of Vedic Cultures, Global Existence from Stephen Knapp. Okay? Stephen Knapp is the author, K-N-A-P-P. Stephen is with the P-H. Knapp, K-N-A-P-P. And so it's a big book. It's 500 pages or just under that, and 400. But basically, it's in the title, Proof of Vedic Culture's Global Existence. I would contend that this is the true Atlantis, because you know how they say Atlantis is in a circular thing? Well, there's only one thing that's circular, and that's the Earth. Despite what other people are trying to say about it, it would destroy all the scriptures, because the scriptures are talking about a solar system with the light at the beginning. The light came first, and these flat earthers destroyed basically all the mystery of the scriptures. It's rather tragic. If we wish to shift with Mother Earth, we must start living with our hearts. Love, 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 love. You got it. So in here, then they show you the words that are common around the world. And what I was going to say was the real Atlantis, is the global civilization. That's real Atlantis. Okay, Ninja, you got. Do you know anything about Vedic mathematics? Well, I just know that the mathematics from India is the most superior. Okay, they're running the world. They were engineering Mitzrayim, falsely called Egypt. They were engineering Mitzrayim. Okay, and everything all that structure. Look at India. Look at all the temples in India. Are they not the most intricate, the most profound temples in all the world? And they got more of them than anywhere else. India. Okay, put two and two together. Start looking. What is on top of so many of their temples? Well, right here on the cover of the book, they got these little round things that are the original imagery of the UFOs, of the anti-gravity Vimana, right on top of their temples, right on the cover of the book. And so they created the ancient Aryans that fell and wanted to conquer the world, built these anti-gravity craft, knew how to do metallurgy, knew how to make lenses for telescopes with the sand on the seashore. You can be sure they melted everything, and it was a whole nother world. It was the disasters that changed everything, and they just regrouped. Still the same group of people running our world. And even inside the temples, they got pictures of fights between anti-gravity UFOs. All right. So get the book and check it out. All right. It'll definitely expand your horizon. Love to have you call in. I'm starting to feel it in my voice. I may have to break here pretty quick because I'm wearing down. If you got an observation, I'd like to hear about something going on. I'd like to get the reports of anything that anybody's seen, unusual. Whether dying, all the plants around your house are dying, if you've noticed that, or if you got a good pick, you want people to come to your channel to check out. That's why we're here. So you can let us know. It's okay. User friendly. You can call in 608-566-7295. All right, 608-566-7295. You're welcome, Ninja. Okay, and just let me put this book up now. Hang on. Yeah, they showed all the words around the world that are all tied together. It's the original Sanskrit, which is Sanskrit also is Indo-Germanic. Okay, and so it's the correct term for the original meaning of the alphabet. That's all capital letters. That's the original Sanskrit. So what they're calling Sanskrit today is really pseudo Sanskrit. That funny. It's called demotic writing below the line. The straight line and all these letters below, showing they're in the underground by the very symbolism of that demotic, which sounds like demonic, demotic script. And the one they fraudulently forced on Syria and the Aramaic-speaking people and the Christians was the demotic El Strangulo. They stole our alphabet on your driver's license, did a switch out at the time of Constantine and the Roman Empire morphing into religion, and stole the Diatessaron from those in the East. Their one Bible, the Diatessaron, the entire gospel story they stole. And like in one monastery, they burned over 200 of them, 250 copies, destroyed them all. Or they would kill the Christians, So they forced their hand on them, and they won. So anyway, some remnants may have been saved, but we don't have any record of it today. So nobody's going to call in and save me, okay? And so let me see here. Where do we want to go with this? Okay, we'll do one. The history of the church is generally short, so let's see where we got in that. And I'll just do. I've been not doing it every day regular because I get long-winded, and I got something I got to share with you, And so okay, let me get some light. Just one moment, okay? Got to finish my coffee here. And I got something cold to chase my throat. So we'll see how that goes. So love to get feedback all the time. You folks are great. I'm learning too. We all benefit from this experience, And I'm asking for guidance. You can be sure of that. A story about the Prince of Edessa. This story about Thaddeus is as follows. Now, this is in the History of the Church by Eusebius, and we're now on page 64. And it's still in the first section of Christ and his contemporaries. Okay, the story about Thaddeus is as follows. Because of his power to work miracles, the divinity, our healer and pure breather of light, our Savior, Yeshua the Mashiach, Jesus Christ, became in every land the subject of excitement and talk of the people, and attracted a vast number of people in the foreign lands, very remote from Judah, who came in the hope of being cured of diseases and disorders of every kind. Wow, that shows you how the news spread, ladies and gentlemen. That shows you. Thus it happened that when King Abgar, the brilliantly successful monarch of the peoples of Mesopotamia, who was dying from a terrible physical disorder which no earthly power could heal, heard continual mention of the royal title of Yeshua, and and unanimous tribute to his miracles. He sent a humble request to him by a letter carrier, begging for relief from his disease. Yeshua did not immediately accede to his request, but honored him with a personal letter, promising to send one of his disciples, as truth seekers, to cure his disease, and at the same time to bring salvation to him. And all of his relations. In very short time, the promise was fulfilled. After his resurrection and ascent up to the throne of the Son, Thomas, one of the 12 royal messengers, apostles, was moved by inspiration to send Thaddeus himself in the list of Yeshua's 70 disciples, truth seekers, to Edessa as navigator and evangelist, preacher and evangelist. Star messenger, that's what evangelist means. Star messenger. Goodbye, Lynn. Thank you for stopping by. Where was I? Let's see. Disciples. Okay. To Edessa, and navigator and evangelist of the seed planting about Christ, the teaching about Christ. Though through him every word of our Savior's promise was fulfilled. Written evidence of these things is available, taken from the record office at Edessa, at that time the royal capital. In the public document, they're embracing early history and also the events of Abgar's time. This record is found preserved from then till now, and most satisfactory course is to listen to the actual letters, which I have extracted from the archives and translated word for word from the Syriac as follows. Well, here it is, okay? I thought I was going to have to go dig it up. Copy of a letter written by Abgar, the Toparch, to Yeshua and sent to him at Jerusalem by the courier Aeneas. Abgar, Ukama, the Toparchs, to Yeshua, who has appeared as a gracious soul navigator, savior, in the region of Jerusalem. Greeting. I've heard about you and about the cures you perform without drugs or herbs. If report is true, you make the blind see again and the lame to walk around. You cleanse the leper, expel unclean spirits, winds, and dark natures, cure those suffering from chronic and painful disease, and raise the dead. When I heard all this about you, I concluded that one of two things must be true. Either you are a god, or it would have been great Elohim, and come down from the throne of the Son to do these things, or you are the great Elohim's Son doing them. Accordingly, I am writing to beg you to come to me, whatever the inconvenience, and cure the disorder from which I suffer. I may add that I comprehend the Judeans, that they are treating you with contempt and desire to injure you. My city is very small, but highly esteemed, adequate for the both of us. He wrote this letter when suddenly light had shone on him in only a little while. It is desirable also to hear the letter which Yeshua sent to him by the same letter carrier. It is only a few lines, but very impressive. Here it is. Yeshua's reply to the toparch Abgar by the courier Ananias. Happy are you who could follow in me without having seen me. For it is written of me that those who have seen me will not follow in me, and that those who have not seen me will follow and live and love. As to your request that I should come to you, I must complete all that I was sent here to do. And on completing it, must at once be taken up to the one who sent me. When I have been taken up, I will send you one of my truth seekers to cure your disorder and bring to life you and those who are with you. To these letters is subjoined the following in Syriac. After Yeshua was taken up, Judah, also known as Tomah, sent to him a royal messenger, Malachim, Thaddeus, one of the 70, who came and stayed with Tobias, Sibar, son of Tobias, when his arrival was announced and he had been made conspicuous by the wonders he performed. Abgar was told, an apostle has come here from Yeshua, as he promised you in his letter. Then Thaddeus began in the power of the great Elohim and Yahweh to cure every disease and weakness, to the astonishment of everyone. When Abgar heard of the magnificent and astonishing thing that he was doing, and especially his cures, he began to suspect that this was the one who Yeshua referred to when he wrote to him in his letter, when I have been taken up, I will send you one of my truth seekers who will cure your disorder. So summoning Tobias, with whom Thaddeus was staying, he breathed, I understand that the blood of the earth with unusual powers has arrived and is staying in your house and is working many cures in the royal title of Yeshua. Tobias answered, yes, sir. A man from foreign parts has arrived and is living with me and is performing many wonders. Abgar replied, bring him to me. So Tobias went to Thaddeus and said to him, okay, I see you got a question there, Sanji, and Room. I'm sorry I have to go. Okay, Sanji, good for stopping by. Thank you. And yeah, and I hope to be on in the morning again. You know, I'm going to try to do 2 a day because I hate, you know, shifting gears and then it messes it up for everybody. So I'll try to do both. You know, excited to do that. It's my goal. It's just my voice isn't holding up very well. Okay, and hope you all have a great night. Thank you, and be well, Sandgroper. Okay, and so let me see how far this goes here. Hang on. Oh, we're almost at the end of this section, actually. I'm going to try to read it out. It's just 2 pages, and then we'll be in the next section coming up. That will be book 2. Book 1 coming to an end here. So Tobias went to Thaddeus and said to him, the toparch Abgar has summoned me and told me to bring you to him so that you can cure him. So this is within, you know, probably a few months after the resurrection. And Thaddeus answered, I will present myself, since the power of Yahweh, who is the great Elohim, has sent me to him. And the next day Tobias got up early and escorted Thaddeus to Abgar, as he presented himself with the king. Grandees standing there, the king's grandees, I don't know what they are, standing there. At the moment of his entry, a wonderful vision appeared to Abgar on the face of Thaddeus. On seeing Abgar bowed low before the royal messenger. So on seeing it, Abgar bowed low before the royal messenger, and astonishment seized all the bystanders. for they had not seen the vision which appeared to Abgar alone. And he questioned Thaddeus, "Are you really a truth seeker of Yeshua, the seed of the Son, who said to me, I will send you one of my truth seekers who will come and cure you and give you life? You wholeheartedly follow in the one who sent me, and for that reason I was sent to you. And again, if you follow in him, in proportion to your following shall be the creation of your light through your heart, and what you wish will be granted. I follow in him so strongly that I wanted to take an army and destroy the Judeans who crucified him. If I had not been prevented by the imperial power of Rome from doing so, our healer and pure breather of light has fulfilled the will of his Father. After fulfilling it, he was taken up back to the Father of light, ruling from the throne of the Son. I too have followed in him and in his Father. For that reason, I lay my hand on you in his royal title." When he did this, Abgar was instantly cured of the disease and disorder from which he suffered. It surprised Abgar that the very thing he had heard about Yeshua had actually happened to him through his truth seeker Thaddeus, who had cured him without any drugs or herbs. And not only him, but also Abdus, son of Abdus, who had gout. He too came, and falling at his feet, found his prayer answered through the hands of Thaddeus, and was cured. And many other fellow citizens of theirs, Thaddeus restored to health, performing many wonders and proclaiming the Shavor of God, the word of God, the Shavor of Yahweh, the great Elohim. After this, Abgar breathed, "It is by the power of the great Elohim and Yahweh that you, Thaddeus, do these things, and we ourselves are astonished. But I have further request to make. Explain to me about the coming of Yeshua and how that happens, the Spirit, and about his power. By what power did he do the things that I have heard about?" And Thaddeus replied, "For the time being, I will say nothing. But as I was sent to proclaim the Shavor, the word, the pure word, be good enough to assemble all your citizens tomorrow, and I will reach out to the creation, to them, and sow in them the Shavor of love, of life, the Shavor of love, of lava, the flowing love, about the coming of Yeshua and how it all came to be, about his mission and the purpose for which his Father has sent him, about his power and his action, and the mysteries he spoke in the world, and the power by which he did these many things, about his new reaching out to the creation, preaching, navigating, about his lowliness and humility, and how he humbled himself and put aside and made light of his divinity. He was crucified, cursed, and descended into the grave, and then destroyed below the partition which has never been rent since time began, and raised the dead. How he descended alone, but ascended with a great multitude to present to his Father of light, and how he is seated on the power of Yahweh, who is the great Elohim, the Father, with the sunrise in the cosmic alignment, and how he will come again with, as he does come, as Spirit to judge the living and the dead. So Abgar instructed his citizens to assemble at daybreak and hear the preaching of Thaddeus after he had ordered gold and silver to be given him. But Thaddeus refused them and asked, "If we have left our own property behind, how can we accept other people's?" All this happened in the year 340. This happened in the year 340. Really, I would have thought it was closer. Yeah, there's got to be. Oh, well, when this is written, all right. But this happened right after Yeshua rose from the dead, so I'd have to go back and read, what I'm misunderstanding there. But yeah, this happened. The healing of Abgar happened right after the resurrection. But the account was pulled together probably at that other time when Eusebius went to Turkey, took the library. So here we may leave for the present this valuable document, literally translated from Syriac. And so there you go, a little slice of history you may not have heard before, ladies and gentlemen. And it's an important book to read if you've never heard it, to hear, because it's part of our legacy, and it tells us, gives us better insight into what a lot, of the watering down that's occurred. It's restoring missing pieces and elements. Okay, so so I'll get the timing down on our broadcast, okay, and try to work it out. And with my voice, I've got a lot of hurdles to overcome still, but I'm just grateful that y'all tuned in. I hope you got something out of the program tonight. I hope you're getting something out of each one when you take your important time to come here. I'm trying to give you as much of the original thought and the way to see and read it for yourself. Okay, so wherever you go, it'll go with you. That's the secret. That's a great mystery. Okay, and so and thank you, Ninja. Always thank all of you, Crystal Jedi, Sangroper Lou. Okay, everybody tuned in. And just don't forget, all right, if you want to know the future, you're going to have to come and listen to the Forbidden History. It's what they didn't want you to know that we tell right here. I'm Desert Owl, thanking you for tuning in. And we'll look for you tomorrow morning, Yahweh willing. Okay? Good night.